G'day, I'm Pat Callinan. Now, as most of you probably know, I get to go to some pretty cool places, from the deep dark recesses of the Blue Mountains to the dusty Canning Stock Route and Simpson Desert. And I always like to do a lot of trip preparation before I go, because that really is the key to a fantastic trip. You go out there prepared and you will have a far more enjoyable trip. Now, when I'm preparing, I always take a bunch of spares, spare shock absorbers, spare belts and the like. But one thing that you don't want to have to fix when you're out there in the bush, if something goes wrong, is your engine. Particularly diesel engines. Modern technology diesel engines can be very hard to fix, so you want to make sure that yours is absolutely sorted before you hit the track. Now, whenever I fit anything to my four-wheel drive, I try and make sure that it's quality accessories because, let's face it, I've seen many things go wrong in the bush and it can get very nasty and very costly. So I've come along to the experts at Diesel Care and I'm going to get the lowdown on a little bit of diesel trip preparation. So Jamie, talk to me about Diesel Care.
Mate, we've been around for 65 years. We have 4 locations, Toowoomba, Dalby, Tamworth and Goondiwindi. We specialise in fuel injection repairs and dyno tuning of vehicles, and we also specialise in filtration systems.
Rightio, now a lot of people wouldn't sort of appreciate exactly what dyno tuning is. Can you explain that?
A dyno machine tests the vehicle's output at the wheels, so it loads the engine to full load, and we can see what the engine's producing and whether you've got any problems. It also can bring up if there's a fault with the vehicle. We can generally tell whether there's a fuel restriction or a pump problem or injector problem, and hopefully get it rectified.
Okay. Now Jamie, a lot of four-wheel drivers, they load their vehicles up, you're putting, everything in the kitchen sink on the roof, you're often putting a camper trailer on the back. When you do that, you've got the same output from your motor, and often you want a little bit more. Talk to me about these Steinbauer chips.
Mate, Steinbauer is a product that's well known in Australia. It's one of the best on the market for improving your performance. We shoot around the 20% mark for most vehicles. Some vehicles we do get better, and it improves your towing capabilities and just your ride-out drivability.
So you get 20% extra power by plugging one of these in?
Yep, extra power and torque.
What about the efficiency? Does that sort of go out the window when you fit one of these?
Not necessarily. We do find with some people that do tow more than likely receive better fuel economy. It can't always be guaranteed. I mean, we can guarantee the power, but not always the fuel economy. But we have seen up to 10% savings in fuel economy.
Now, what about the tuning of a vehicle? Because I mean, obviously back in the old days, with your indirect injection diesels, they used to be pretty simple old boat anchors, but now they're a bit more high tech.
Yep.
What can Diesel Care offer in that terms?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously we do the old ones as well. That's where we started off, specialising in that fuel injection, and we used to tune them manually. Now we have to fit products like Steinbauer to be able to access the original computer's parameters and alter them to get more performance. Dyno tuning is not a total necessity with Steinbauer. We do program them. They are ready to go. The customer can fit it or get it fitted at one of our dealers. But if you do want a specialist dyno tune done and a fine tune, yes, we recommend that as well.
Okay. Well, there you go, folks. If you're heading out on your next four-wheel drive adventure, make sure you drop into Diesel Care so you can really concentrate on the scenery and not what's going on under your bonnet.